So this needle bearing is pretty tricky to remove. I didn't find any tool to get it out. I can't get the blind puller all the way in because of this, and it has nothing to grab in. On the upper portion, I heard you can heat it up and apparently it's gonna fall out, so I don't know, maybe that's the case, but I think what I can do is just cut a little, cut part way on this bearing and then try to get out all the needles and then be able to grab it with a blind puller. So this way I haven't caused any damage to the case or anything like that. So I'll try to get the needles out. Alright, so now I just have the outer race, and I think I might be able to get the blind puller and pull it out. I paused the video. Unfortunately, I thought I was recording, but this blind puller was able to easily pull this piece, and I can clean it up and reinstall the new bearing now. So that's the number here, HK5020, and this is the old one. It was HK5020. It did say here INA and USA. My bearing doesn't say that, so hopefully it's just as good. Now we just need to press it in. Sometimes it's a little tricky to press it in even on the press, just because it doesn't go straight. I'll try to just use the mallet and see if it goes in, and if not, I will have to use the press maybe. Yeah, I might have to use the press to try to get it in. So I decided I'm just going to use some heat. I'm afraid that I might have a problem with getting this pressed in, so maybe I did not heat it up enough, but I'll try pressing it now. The hardest part is just to center the pressure in the middle. Yeah, it's going sideways, so that's not right. Alright, I got it straightened out by just pushing with my hands, so now I just need to make sure it's straight. Hopefully it will go in. Okay, it's going in perfectly now. And this is all the way. Actually, from what I can see, there's a little bit of space at the bottom, so I'll try to find something to just press it in one bit more. Alright, I just saw it move, so I think that was perfect, and that's it. So it's in all the way now for sure, and I can do the other bearing. So this is E53 and a SK bearing. Need to remove the snap ring. And this is the groove for that snap ring. So I'm actually thinking that I probably need to install the snap ring inside the groove and then press it in, because otherwise there's no way for me to install it. So I guess I'll get it out first. Oh, also forgot, this is the snap ring that came with the bearing, which I don't need, but this is the one that was installed here originally. So I can get this snap ring installed in here. Alright, I'm just a little bit at a loss how to get it all installed. There's this end is a little bit bigger, so maybe I install this Circlip on the bearing first and then it will fall in place. I'm not sure. I think it has to be installed, and then I have to be able to press the bearing through it, and what would happen is that it would slide all the way until it locks, but I'm not sure how to open this so that the bearing can go through it. I'll try installing it again and see if I can spread it. Alright, I think I resolved the problem here. I don't know why, but well, since I have the second piece on this one I have the bearing still installed, so it goes this way for sure. This is from factory, so I'm not sure why the bearing has the groove, but it doesn't look like anything goes inside this groove actually. So what happens is that if this is how it's installed, then this snap ring will simply go over in here. So thankfully I have two of these, because the other one is already got the bearing off. So I guess all I have to do is just press in the bearing and then reinstall the snap ring. So this side goes this way, and I can just use the old bearing to help me get it pressed in. So the reason I use plywood is when I hear it crack and the bearing is not going in, that's how I know that there's something off. So I can see that one side is pressed in more than the other, so I'll have to fix that before anything bad happens. I'm not able to straighten it out, so maybe I'll just go with direct pressure on the side that I need to. The biggest concern is not to crack the case, of course. Alright, finally moved, and it's properly aligned now, so I'll reposition and finish pressing it in. So it's cracking, so either it's again not going straight, or it needs more pressure than the plywood can supply. So the other side is still pressed in more than this side, so I'll have to fix that. It just moved, but I think I might have pressed it too much on this side now. I think I finally got it all evened out, so we'll see. I'm definitely not in a rush to crack the case, so I'll take the time to do it. And this is how easy it should go in. I'm just using my fingers to press it in, so, and that's about it. And I think that's perfect. I can install the Circlip here now. Alright, so that's it. Circlip is in and this bearing is not coming out this way anymore. And now there is going to be the other circlip when I'm going to press it in and clip it right here from this side. And then it's going to be holding against this bearing that is being held in by this circlip. The last bearing I have to replace, well, the one that you need to press in is this one that I have in the bag, and I'm not sure how to pull it out. I have a feeling that I might be able to get a blind puller in there to get it out. It's just so tricky to get it, to keep it straight. So it went through because I probably didn't extend it enough, so now I screwed it all the way as much as I can. Alright, finally I was able to get it out. It was quite a hassle, but it's done. Now I need to press the new one in. So here's the part number of the new bearing I got. A little bit different from the old one. And again, might be a little tricky to get it perfectly straight. Actually, it's going in really well with the mullet. I didn't expect that. I'll try using the old bearing to help me. I'll try to use something centering so that it doesn't fall off. It's maybe I'll need to put 2 sockets. So the last part of the pressing, I just finished it on the press. I think I was able to press it enough. I think this is just about how it was originally, so I think that's done. Alright, I got another magnetic plug here for this side, and then I'm just gonna press this inside. I have a feeling that this will not require much pressure at all. So it didn't clear enough for me to install the Circlip, so I'll have to press it a little bit more. Ideally, I would like to avoid putting pressure on the sides and just put pressure on the inner bearing. the inner ring of the bearing, because that's where it's the shaft is being pressed through. So I'll use some sleeves that I have to do that. Alright, I was able to press it in some more, and I thought I had my video going, but that's why I paused it, but I could hear this crunching sound, so that it was coming through, and then it stopped, so I know it should be in all the way now, and I'll just double check. And here I can see the groove now. So that's it. The snap ring is in place, and I can now install the seal. So here on this diagram, it's going to be seal number 4 that goes just before the output flange, and part number ending 1519, which I got right here, straight from the dealer. I'll see if I can press it with my hands. Ideally, I'd need something that could go right on this edge and press on this instead of pressing on this edge part. So I'll see if I can find something. I think I was able to find a seal, and I think that's seal number 3, the old seal. It's almost a perfect fit, so I'll be able to use it to just clear this rubber so I don't damage it, and then press something on top. Right, last seal I need to install is number 3 here, the shaft seal with the serial number, and I actually ordered it from the dealership, and I think I waited about 2 months, and they never got it. So that's the only seal that I'm going to use. That's not original. That's the one that I got from the kit off eBay that had a improper bearing, one of the bearings. So I'll just press it in. I'll try with a mallet, and if not, I got the press. So that went in rather well. I'm going to install the brand new chain here, the part number. So I might have to take this side out. I'm gonna try this way. Alright, I got it in. And with the new chain, I imagine there's going to be a lot less slack. So whatever it was before, I got now about 99, 98 millimeters, and that's as far as I can compress it. The only bearing that I'm gonna reuse is this plastic cage bearing. I didn't realize it didn't come in the kit, and the only place I know where to buy it is Cobra Transmission. Buying it from Canada, that's going to be like $100. I don't see anything wrong with this bearing. I wish I had it, but I think there's not much going on here. So the kit I bought didn't include it, and I don't have a part number for it, so I'll just reuse it. It gets installed right there, drops in, just like that. Next, I'm going to install this planetary gear. So now I can seal both halves. So I'm just going to apply a bit of this gasket maker. So now I apply it, gotta wait a couple minutes, and then you can connect both halves together. And this gasket maker cures with the absence of air. And the trickiest part here is just aligning these 3 gears with this side. And that's it. Now I have pre-applied the blue thread locker to all the bolts. So these bolts are M8, so they're going to require about 16 foot-pounds of torque. All bolts are torqued. I realize I might have used a little bit of too much the gasket sealant, but should not be a problem when it dries. These 4 screws for vibration dampener are E10, so they torque to 23 Newton meters, which is 17 foot-pounds. The fill plug and drain plug torque to 24 foot-pounds. Just notice how this vibration dampener is a little bit different on the top right side. And when I marked this was oriented towards the bottom mount, so I know this is how it was before. So now I'm gonna fill it with 500 milliliters of fluid. So I got this Amsol pack of synthetic transmission fluid. Normally it's Dextron 3, but it's hard to find, and I'm sure this one will work just as good as, if not better. I'm just gonna measure it so that I have my 500 milliliters. It says here 946, so I'm only measuring 831, so maybe my scale is wrong, but I think I can leave it until about 330 milliliters. I got my fill plug here. Actually, it's a drain plug, but it doesn't matter since the transfer case is out of the vehicle. I bought 2 magnetic plugs for the fill and drain plugs. They're M18 by 5, so that's a 24 millimeter socket. And yeah, I can see that. I can still see that sealant. It's probably, I guess, it's still wet on the inside. It's never going to dry. It only dries when there is no air, so it should have dried by now where it seals between the 2 surfaces, but it's not going to dry on the outside, so it's squeezed inside and out. I don't think it's going to cause any major issues for me. I could have probably used less sealant, but I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. And I did spill a little bit, so I can account for that. I can always double check the level once it's on the vehicle by just opening the fill plug and letting any excess run out. I think that's about right. I made a big mistake filling the transfer case on the ground, everything. A lot of it leaked out from here, so I'll have to refill it. So red thread locker, that's what KISS recommends. And then we can install the flange and torque it to 81 foot-pounds. It actually tightened to the exact same dent marks, I guess indent marks. So I'll just hammer them a little bit, and that should be ready for installation. And here it's a good time to replace these exhaust hanger grommets. Got a couple here in part number, and it's a 13mm nut. So it looks like I got the wrong part number or something. These grommets are too small, so I'll have to double check what's going on. Now to install, tighten all the bolts on the transfer case. I actually recommend getting this ratcheting E-Torx 12. I was actually able to get to all the bolts just with the E-Torx without any swivel sockets or anything like that. You can get on top of the left side just by, if you have, your hands are small enough, you can get on top and just tighten it, and you can do the same thing on the right side. It's hard to see, but there is a space at the top there, and you can actually get to that one bolt on the right and tighten it with that tool. And yeah, you don't even need to play with the sockets. And I'm gonna top up the transmission fluid here. Once it's running out, you can just put the plug. It means that the transfer case is full.